What you thinking about the timing? Do they got enough time to jail?
Hey, you go again. Disrespecting KD. You keep doing this shit, bro.
It's disrespect now.
You said that before. How long it's gonna take him to jail, D Snow? No time. KD is one of the only two dudes on earth that you can plug into any team and they gonna go.
Welcome everybody to an all new episode of the On My Hoops podcast. I'm your boy John Jay, and with me as always is the one and only D Snow from the Go. Holla at him, Snow.
Hey, it feels so good. Feels so good when you're riding through the hood. It feels so good. Hey, shout out to my man John Jay. The On My Hoops boys is back in the house. Hey, we get to the end of the season. It is getting tight. It's getting hot in here like Nelly. Man, I know you watching what's going on out there, John Jay.
You know it. You know it, man. I'm digging every bit of it, cause man, it's a lot to talk about. The season is coming down to the wire, man. It's a lot going on right now. But before we get into all of that, man, ladies and gentlemen, check this out right here. Have you ever wondered how to make your videos look and sound more professional? Well, look no further than EVMux. As an affiliate, I could tell you firsthand that EVMux is the ultimate recording software for any creator. With its easy-to-use interface and top-notch sound quality. Yes, sir. EVMux is the perfect solution for recording your next video, podcast, episode, voiceover, or music track. And you want to know what the best part is? If you're watching right down here on the bottom of the screen, we got us a offer code that will give you a free trial. And if you're listening on the podcast, it'll be in the description of the show. But man, so what are you waiting for, ladies and gentlemen? Check out EVMux today and take your content to the next level.
In EVMux, we trust.
Oh, don't do it to him. Don't do it to him.
Yes, Ersky.
Don't do it to him. In EVMux, we trust. But
yes,
yeah,
sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, man, please do us a favor. Help us out with that YouTube algorithm. Help us take this show to #1. If you haven't yet, please like, share, and subscribe. Get down in them comments. Talk to us. Tell us how you're feeling about these lists. Tell us how you're feeling about your day. But it'll help us out tremendously, ladies and gentlemen, and we certainly appreciate it.
Like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe.
Yes, sir. So, D Snow, first topic of the day, my brother. KD. KD is progressing towards a return. According to Shams Charania of the Athletic and Stadium, the 34-year-old veteran is progressing towards playing Wednesday against the Minnesota Timberwolves, provided he doesn't experience any setbacks. D Snow, we've been waiting. The people have been waiting for KD.
Yeah.
And these Suns, man. Can we get it before the season ends? What you thinking about this? What you thinking about the timing? Do they got enough time to jail?
Hey, you go again. Disrespecting KD. You keep doing this shit, bro. Yeah.
It's disrespect now.
You said that before. How long it's going to take him to jail, D Snow? No time. KD is one of the only two dudes on earth that you can plug into any team and they gonna go. He's basically batteries out the pack that you just put into your little car, your remote controller, your Xbox, or your PlayStation controller, and you just play. That's what you do with KD. You just take him and you go. You ain't gotta, let me see if it works. Let me make sure it's gonna be, no, you play. And I ain't gonna lie, man, I know I go hard when it comes to KD. He's just one of the greatest talents to ever touch the court. And I mean, his game speaks for itself. Like straight up, like I'm excited to see that he's not, gonna miss the playoffs. I've been saying it all season, especially during the second half, that we are gonna have one of the most exciting playoff runs that we have ever seen in NBA history this year. There is so much drama and intrigue out there, and the Suns are right up front when it comes to that. And I'm excited, man. Hey, man, it's going down. Like Young Jock said back in the day, it's going down.
It's going down. Meet me at the trap. It's going down. Okay. I can dig it.
Yes, sir.
I ain't mean to insult. I know you a KD lover, but check this out, man. Hey, he's a man, and he's shown that he's merely a man by the fact that he went down again.
Yeah.
I don't know if you seen some of them memes where they had Ja with the gun and he took a shot and KD went down.
I ain't worried about nobody in the West. They got the competition. I see.
I do agree that he is plug and play. He's box office. He jumps in and they get right down to business.
Yeah.
But again, he's human. He's coming off injuries. How does it respond? The game slows down come playoffs, depending on the matchups. But I like the fact that he's targeting coming back before the playoffs. I've been a stickler for that. I've been saying that I would rather him get him a few games up under his feet, get the blood flowing, get the juices going. You know what I'm saying? Get ready for the playoffs. So when you're there, you kind of know where everybody gonna be. It's more than just how KD fits in. Does KD know where Aiden is on the block? Does he like to play pick and roll? Where does Booker want his spots at? I know KD and Booker got some camaraderie already. We've seen them play together in the Olympics, but different setting. Chris Paul got that little mid-range pull up. Does KD know when to hit him for it? Just little small things like that you learn from each other by playing together. Without a doubt, KD is one of the best ever. He gonna get his buckets. He gonna do his thing. But the team needs to gel in order to win a chip.
I think they need him right now. I mean, they're on a three-game skid currently. As of airing of this show, going into their next game. And I mean, they need him when it comes to seeding. It's getting real tight in the West, and those teams are so clogged up right now that you could end up in the play-in where they don't want to be, with KD or not. Nobody has ever came out of the play-in and done anything in the playoffs. It's a proven commodity because of how tough it is to win out here. They've been playing that many games when guys are already tired and hurt. So, I mean, I think they need him to make sure that they don't have to touch the play-in. I mean, right now, they do have a chance to really stay steady because, the top spots out there are locked. When it comes to, 1, 2, 3, 4, nobody's going to get there. That's over, if you ask me. But after that, those last two spots are coveted. Like I know, it's you got the Lakers out there creeping. You got the Timberwolves with a resurgence of Cat. We got a lot going on, so the Suns need to make some moves. And I think getting KD back right now is going to be not only a shot in the arm, but a necessity to make sure where they're going to be seated when it's time to get cracking.
Yeah, I can dig it. They still your favorite out there?
It's tough right now, man, because my dark horse right now might be the Grizzlies, man. I mean, I really love what the Suns can do, but what the Grizzlies have showed us over the last few years, what they can do without Ja. If Ja can come out there and give them superstar play in instances and ounces and then continue to give, right now they have a fresh Ja Morant for the playoff run. That's tough.
Yeah,
that's tough. Especially with a young, hungry team.
We're going to get into them a little bit more, so I want you to hold on to some of them.
But when it comes to the Suns right now, I mean, they need him to come back. They've been playing well with him. We mistakenly have on Suns colors today. Like, that's who we rolling with. Even though I'm repping Edward Waters, the son, the HBCU that my son graduated from, and you repping the Clemson Tigers.
Shout.
So we're not matching this because we are Suns, favorites guys. That's not it. This is what we do on a regular day.
I'm going, Jay Fields on them.
I
know this is an NBA show, but I'm on my sports, JJ,
And this is, Edward Waters baseball, So we are very, very, when it comes to sports, we are very, very fluid when it comes to sport. We are out there. But
No
no,
doubt.
man, the Suns got a chance to really, really make some noise. It's gonna be tough in the playoffs. Period. I can't wait for this to start, John. Like I'm so pumped up, bro. Like I'll be out there on my own hoop shooting, just thinking about what I'm gonna see soon. Like just, hey, it's
Oh,
going
don't do it to
down,
him.
man. It's going down, and I mean, it's gonna start when it comes to that when we finally get to the the drawing for the lottery. The lottery is when everything's gonna start, because that's gonna be a very big moment as well. So the playoffs is gonna be lit, and KD and them, if they can come out and do their thing, because I truly think that Chris Paul is on his last leg. I don't care what nobody has to say. He has a very, very, he's the first ballot Hall of Fame type of career, no doubt about it. I can't knock him. He's been putting in work for a long time, but he's at the end of it. So this might be his last opportunity to eat, bro.
Yeah, yeah, you might be right, and I do want to see him get another shot at the throne on his way out. But yeah, we've talked about it before. His guaranteed money is just about up, so strong possibility.
Yeah, I am not a CP3 guy. Never ever have been. I can give you 10-point guys I like before him, but I am not a hater. He had a nice run. He's a good player. But
that's tough. We might have to do that in another episode.
That'll be real fun.
Guards ahead.
Yeah, I got 10-point guys I can name before CP3.
Because I think he is legend status. He is one of the all-time top dogs. He just, his
he played
personality.
He played
his
the
personality
Steph Curry era,
is
bro.
not his. It is that, but his personality has not done him any favors.
Yeah, he got two pieces by
That's hurt him a
Rondo.
lot. People don't like him on a personal level, and it makes it hard. It makes it hard.
Hey, I mean, but the thing about it is he has some nice runs, especially with the with New Orleans. Those were some nice years with him and Tyson Chandler. Those years were really nice. I remember those years.
Yeah.
And then when he first got to LA, he put in some work those years. Like that was Showtime watching that team. So shout out to Chris Paul as a player. I mean, everybody knows I'm the biggest Kobe Bryant guy, and for years Kobe Bryant was the type of guy that you want to hang with off the court. But as a player, you love him. So shout out to Chris Paul, the player. You have really, you put in a lot of work, and it's. Hey, we hope you do get to that level, but it's going to be tough, man. You're going to have to put in some work to make it.
It is going to be tough.
Avery Johnson. That's who you got to be. Remember we said that?
Avery Johnson.
That's all you got to be is Avery Johnson, baby.
Yeah, you about right with that one.
Yeah.
So, man, moving along, man, one team with some positive news to another team is starting to feel a little bit dejected. And talking about those Dallas Mavericks, I don't know if you seen the other day, but Luka Doncic gave an interview, and man, he seemed visibly frustrated, seemed like a shell of himself. He said, "It's really frustrating. I think you can see it with me on the court. Sometimes I don't feel like it's me just being out there." And this was on Luka, if this was the most frustrated he's been following a loss to the Hornets. And we actually, before you jump into this, D Snow, we got a little clip so the people can hear it for themselves. And we're going to jump right in.
See what my man Luka got.
Oh.
I know I heard something about it.
All right.
I actually haven't seen this. This will be my first time seeing it live.
You know how much is at stake in every game. How do you explain coming out this flat tonight?
I know.
Simple. What did you think about the fans booing?
I don't know. I don't know.
Did you think it was deserved?
You guys put him in a spot here, but probably, yeah, this season hasn't been what we think it was going to be. But, we still got time to make up.
What does it take to fix the season, to make things right?
To win games. Simple.
Is this as frustrated as you've been?
I mean, yeah, it's really frustrating. I think you can see it with me on the court. sometimes I don't feel it's me. I'm just being out there. I used to have really fun, smiling on court, but it's just been so frustrating for a lot of reasons, not just basketball.
What else is going on?
I don't talk about my prior life.
Okay.
Just a lot going on.
So yeah, E Snow. That seems like a guy who's not all the way there right now. He is not feeling the way things are going. What you think about Luka and his Mavs, man, who've fallen down to the 11th seed right now?
It's a sad moment in Dallas right now, man. Not only has Luka been hurt a lot lately, but the big issue that I'm seeing is this is more than basketball right now, I think, with Luka. Something else is going on. I think this is something else personal. This has nothing to do with basketball because he's usually a happy guy, win, lose, or draw. He's usually just kind of quirky, and that's why a lot of guys don't like him. But today, I mean, in that clip we just watched, I saw something different, and I'm praying for him. I hope everything's okay. Mental health is real. That's one of the things I really, really, really believe in, and I don't ever step on that. I crack jokes and I make fun of some guys, and I throw my little jabs, but when it comes to mental health, I don't play with that. And I kind of saw something different in that clip, and I'm hoping that he does come out of that. If it's just basketball, I hope they figure it out because he asked for some help. They went and got it for him, and then things haven't really gone the direction they wanted to. And, I mean, it's one thing to lose to the Suns or, the Lakers or, the Kings, but to lose to the Hornets, that's kind of tough. Falling out of the playoff race when they were at least, running, around in that, anywhere between 7 to 10 spot, to fall out right now. I mean, they have basically about 12 games left, something like that. No, about 10 games left. They got about 10 games left.
Yeah,
they got about 10 games left. So they have enough time to make some things happen. But even if they get in, then what? The same thing we talk about with the Chicago Bulls sometimes. Yes, we want to see you make it to the playoffs. We want to see some consistency. We want to see you winning. But what are you going to do when you get there? Are you going to shake things up? Are you going to make some noise? Are you just going in there to lay down and go home the next round? Because that's just as bad as not making it, if you ask me. But, everybody has their own opinion on that. That's another conversation for another day. But, I mean, I'm hoping everything's okay with my man Luka. That's my guy. He's been in my MVP race all year long. I think it's not a all of a sudden magic, trick that all of a sudden he fell out of mine this week. I just see a lot going on with him, but that has something to do with something else besides ball. And I hope everything gets better because they have a chance. And on the other thing, too, seeing the fans booing Kyrie Irving. I mean, Dallas Maverick fans, I know sometimes we all get frustrated and we get upset at the play from our teams. I go through it. I walked away from some of my teams because of the play and how they've made me feel. But when you are looking at a player that has a chance to really turn your team around and make y'all better, and y'all are booing this guy when he's on a short-term leash, like basically right now, he's just playing out this contract to see if this is where he wants to be. And we've already seen that he's a little different when it comes to being what he's made of. He's different. Everybody has a different makeup. Everybody chemically made up is a different person. And we see that in Kyrie. Don't boo him. You giving him a reason to not want to be there. But I thought that was kind of crazy to boo those guys. Yes, you're going to have some bad games. Things are going to happen. But they're trying to figure it out. They're shaking things up. Like, as a home base, y'all got to understand that and get them guys some space. Y'all were booing them guys like it was a Yankees game. Like, I mean, hopefully things get better. But what do you think about that, man?
Definitely sad to see him get booed like that. But, I mean, we're Chicago fans. We've seen this movie a lot. They will boo your ass off the court, off
Chicago
the field,
Philly.
wherever.
Chicago, Philly, New York, you'll get it.
That's the name of the game. So, I mean, that just comes with the territory. People got high expectations. And being out here in Dallas, people are worried. They worried they're not going to make the playoffs. They worried they're going to lose Kyrie. They worried about a few things. So, definitely hope that they can pull it together. And the good thing about the Western Conference and how jumbled up and tight it is, they're only like 2 games behind like the 5th seed. One good week can put them right back in it. Another bad week can destroy them. So That Western Conference, man, it's an amusement park, man. You know, it's the up and down rides is going.
Even if you
man.
make it in, man, it's still gonna be some vultures waiting on you. And those, hey, every round is gonna be very daunting. Like every round will be a firefight, and I'm excited to see it. I'm here for it. Got my popcorn ready, big bowl.
And I feel what you said about if you make the playoffs, but you're at the bottom of it, you know, kind of like that Charles Barkley theory, you know, 7-8 seed, you better off just being a lottery team. But here's my side to that. I don't fully agree with that. I think in some cases, yes, but offseason rolls around, free agency, you got a superstar player. A KD, a Kyrie, a Tatum, Jaylen Brown, whoever. You think they're going to be more likely to go to the team with a higher draft pick or more likely to the team that's a perennial playoff team that they feel that they are the missing piece? So, I mean, it's still something to say, something to be said as far as still competing and going after it.
No doubt about it.
But with that being said, they are severely underachieving right now. Luka and Kyrie, you expect to be top 5, top 6 out there in the West. So I'm not here to give them excuses. So hopefully they put together a good week, a good string of games together and end this thing right, because they got no business being in the play-in or hoping to get in the play-in. But while we on this discussion talking about the playoffs, let's go ahead and jump ahead to the next topic.
Yeah, look, he said cry me a river.
Let's go ahead and look at an updated playoff picture. As of right now, and this is being recorded earlier in the day, Saturday, the 25th. But so far, the Nuggets, the Grizzlies, the Bucks, the Celtics, and the 76ers have already clinched a spot in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. And the Kings and the Cavs both have a shot at it tonight. So, yeah, just looking at this updated playoff picture, D. Snow, Memphis, we thought that they was going to slide. They did not. They holding down that number 2 seed. Denver, they were sliding a little bit, but they've kind of righting the ship the last couple games, and you know they holding strong in that number 1 seed. You were talking about the Grizzlies earlier. I think that is going to be a hell of a out in the playoffs. That's the best home team in the NBA right now. Then your boys, man, your Sacramento Kings is probably the funnest, flashiest team to watch in the entire NBA right now. Probably the best offense right now, hands down.
Shout out to Keegan Murray, boy. We see you. We see you, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You hooping, bro.
Phoenix, they sitting at that number 4 spot. If KD can come back and they hold that down, it's good because they're in a tight race with Clippers for that 5. But Suns Clippers 4-5 matchup, I am all here for.
Yes, sir.
I am here for that. I hope to see that.
Hey,
Paul George is back in time.
Hey, or even Warriors Clippers. Either one of those is going to be nasty. No matter who gets into that other spot that gets to get that, hey.
I tell you what, because you mentioned the Warriors quite a few times, and I'm kind of out on them as far as a major contender this year, because they can't win on the road, D. Snow. They can't
never
win on the
ever
road.
count out the defending Warriors, bro.
I have.
You never count out the defending Warriors.
Have.
Defending
they got like eight road wins, D. Snow.
Yeah.
You ain't doing shit with 8 road wins.
Everything in the playoffs, man.
No, it does not. It gets harder.
Yeah, we'll see.
But here, hold on, because you interrupted me when I was getting ready to get.
I'm sorry.
I think that what can work in their favor is the matchups. Clippers is a matchup that helps them. And I tell you what, where they're sitting right now, you might not want to hear it, but Sacramento is, I don't think they're better than Sacramento, but being in close vicinity to San Francisco.
That first time in the playoffs in a while, too, is going to be
First time in the playoffs, but then they're going to travel well. The Warriors fans, they're going to travel well to a place like Sacramento. That's not that far. You know? So that's almost like a home game, a little bit of a cheat code.
They're going to flood them out, and they got the bread to flood them out, too, and buy their tickets.
So I would say the best thing that could happen for the Warriors if they open up against another California team. They get a shot at bringing their fans there, and it might be a little bit of a home game for them. So for me, that's it. That's how they advance. But outside of that, I don't see a way they advance, D Snow. I'm sorry. I know how you feel. I know this is probably sounding sacrilegious right now, but to hell with it, man. 9 games on the road wins, that does not get it done. I don't give a damn who you are and what your history is. It doesn't get easier to win on the road in the playoffs. But Minnesota sitting at the 7th spot right now, and Cat coming back. Well, Cat is back, and we're gonna get into more of that later on. But they looking interesting. The Lakers, they jump, they move, they up in it at the 8th seed. New Orleans Pelicans sitting at 9 right now, and we're hearing that maybe there's a shot Zion makes it back by season's end. Hopefully they're still in it, because I want to see that, especially if they open up in the play-in with the number 10 seed OKC New Orleans first round. That could be fun. Yeah. Well, not first round, but play-in, that could be fun.
Yeah.
And then you got Dallas right behind them, so they got some work to do. Then out east, Milwaukee, they've been running away with it. Boston, they still right there behind them. Mm-hmm. And then Philly, led by Joel Troel, going crazy. And then your Cavs looking good. They've been holding strong all season. I think that 4-5 Cavs-Knicks matchup has been in the works since Donovan Mitchell didn't go to New York. So that's going to be definitely something to look at. And then Miami Heat then jumped up into the 6th seed and overtaken Brooklyn. Brooklyn is now a play-in team, B. Snow. B. Snow, they all the play-in team is looking at Brooklyn like this. They licking their chops like, oh, we got a shot at getting past them. Everybody want to – I almost got mad at Cleveland the other day because I seen something that said that they want to play the Nets in the playoffs, and I said, if that ain't some bullshit, y'all don't go for the weakest competition. Don't.
Why not?
That, man. No,
they want to chance they want to make it to the next round.
Everybody want to make it to the next. No, we want Brooklyn. Everybody want Brooklyn. Don't give me that. We want Brooklyn.
Hey, Miles Bridges.
We want New York. We want New York. That's who we
got something to say though. Don't count them boys out. Don't act like they haven't been playing ball. They ain't laid down. I thought they was gonna lay down. They have not laid down. I'm not counting the boys out.
They about close to it though. I mean, let's not forget they're in the play-in now.
Hey, they have lost 5 in a row for a reason.
Yeah. So don't be sitting here. We want Brooklyn. Don't give me that weak shit.
Come on, man. I got to be a little biased, man. I'm not gonna disagree with that.
Hey, you can if you want to, but that ain't gonna change how I feel about it. Y'all have too good of a season to be clamoring for the team that's probably the lightest in the ass out of everybody in the East right now.
Hey, went from the best looking girl at prom to the janitor.
We want Brooklyn. The play-in teams, that's who want Brooklyn.
Hey,
it's Chicago fan. I want Brooklyn. We want Brooklyn.
Hey, bro, let's be 100. Hey, that was lame, Spider.
It really was. Hey, I'm a big Spider fan. I love that team.
I am too. I was trying to hold him down. That was lame, bro.
That was weak.
Go out there and go beat a real team. Go beat the Knicks. Go beat the Knicks.
Hey, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Be mad at them for not trading for you. That's who.
Yeah, man. We want that intrigue. We want that. We want that storyline on the front page of the New York Times, man.
And then, like I said, I mentioned it earlier, but the Grizzlies holding down that number 2 seed without Ja was amazing, man. That was a big deal. Yeah. And just real quick, I got a little sound bite from Ja, man, and this is on some good stuff that we like to see from this man.
Yes, it is.
Congratulations on the win.
It's a parade inside my city, yeah.
Yes, sir. That's the type of stuff we like to see from Ja, man. The feeling good. Got his baby girl out there.
Yes, sir.
It's a parade inside my city, yeah.
Yeah, man. It's nice to see Ja back up on his stoop, doing the right things, saying the right things. Hey, and like the old saying goes, let he who has not sinned cast the first stone. Thank you. We all make mistakes, man. And it's nice to see that kid out here with his kid, back doing what he does best, playing basketball, man. Hey, it's just beautiful, man. Hey, the matchups are intriguing. I mean, just seeing the seeding, it's crazy right now. I'm excited for everything that's going on, man.
Yeah, no doubt. I dig it. And so while we talking about these playoff teams, go ahead and scoot along to the next topic, man. With another playoff team, we just mentioned those New York Knicks and Jaylen Brunson. Jaylen Brunson leaving the Dallas Mavericks was a big deal this offseason.
Yeah.
They drafted the kid. You know, he kind of molded and grew up under them. And people wonder why. People wonder, was Luka the reason? What was the reason? Well, Jaylen Brown did a little dishing on his exit, and he talked about it. You know, he says there were 2 times that I thought we had offers on the table before the season, and then around, I think, December or January, they looked the other way, said Brunson. So that intrigued me when I was reading that, D Snow. So I did a little bit more digging, and I looked up around that time period when he was with Dallas. And it says here, and I'm looking at Bleacher Report, it says here that prior to the 2021-22 season, Brunson was eligible for a 4-year, $55.5 million extension. It was an offer that Brunson's camp would have accepted if the Mavericks made it, sources tell Bleacher Report. In January 2022, his representatives tried to initiate the dialogue on getting that deal done, but the Mavericks resisted. The Mavs resisted. Brunson began cementing himself as the second best player on the team behind Luka. After the February trade deadline, the team contacted Brunson after agreeing to that same 4-year, $55.5 million deal with Dorian Finney-Smith. At this point, it was clear that the guard's value in free agency would be exponentially more if he tested the market. D Snow, what you think about that, man? They had a chance to get the guy. They pushed it off. Then gave Dorian Finney-Smith the contract that he wanted, and then came to him and said, let's try this again. You want the contract? Hey, price went up by then.
I've been bubbling over this one, bro. Since I saw the topic and I had a chance to think about it and really just be prepared to have a lot to say. Hey, for one, shout out to all you Luka haters. Everybody that he left the team because of Luka's play. He left the team because of the way Luka's, the way the style of Luka's, the way he plays basketball and the way he's dominating the ball and Brunson can't get the ball. And guys had so much negative conversation for Luka to done. And it had nothing to do with him, as you can see. And on the other side of this, you know what? I've been giving that man Leon Rose a lot of drama because I feel like he messed up not trading for Spider. But if this is not the biggest mismanagement of funds that I have ever seen in my life, this is the biggest. Y'all missed out on not only keeping a perennial superstar. Yeah, this kid is showing us superstar talent, not all-star. He's showing us superstar talent. Y'all missed out on not only keeping him to grow him with Luka, a guy who he's already been playing with, who not only did they gel really well together, these guys went to the Western Conference Finals last year. We all know how tough that is. I don't care about injuries. I don't care about what era, what it is. The West is always tough to make it. They almost made it to the finals last year. How can you not do what it takes to keep this guy there? And you could have got him for a discount. So it's just like, that's sad that they missed that chance. Shout out to you Dallas fans that's out there booing your home team, booing Luka, out here booing Kyrie Irving when y'all could have been doing what y'all did last year and probably been a better team if you ask me. I think y'all would be better than y'all right now because I do believe in Brunson as a player. And he's proven it this year. Well, look at the Knicks. The Knicks have looked like a much better team compared to the last few years. And it's not because of the coach. It's not because of the guys they already have. It's because of the addition of Brunson. And it's sad that they messed that up. But, hey, shout out to Brunson. He's in a bigger market. He's being loved on. And his team's playing well. So my hat goes off to him. Hey, he won that chess game.
Yeah. No doubt. A big fumbling of the bag for Dallas. And this just goes to show, hey, sometimes it is the teams. Sometimes it is management. It is not always the players.
Yeah.
I can't blame Brunson for saying no. He wanted it. He was down for it. Then to have the nerve to see Finney-Smith get the deal.
The dude who y'all traded. A dude that y'all ended up trading anyway. Y'all gave him money
Exactly.
before y'all gave that. Look, mismanagement.
Yeah.
Seriously.
So I mean, shout out to Brunson. He went and found the bag with your pops.
Look, and we
in the
give Mark
biggest
Cuban
market.
a lot of love on this show, and on a lot of places right now this is looking like a slap in the face for Mark Cuban that he messed that up, or he let anybody else mess it up. If it's not him that messed it up, his are gonna roll because of this story.
Yeah, he could have signed him before the season started for half the price.
And he would have been happy with it. He wouldn't even complain.
Yeah, he would have felt loved. Hey, they jumped on me right as soon as they was able to. That's all. Like these players are still people. You still have to, coddle their emotions sometimes. Play, let them know that you care about them. Don't just push them off. We'll deal with you later. How would you feel if somebody pushed you off? Don't nobody want to be handled. So, yeah, they screwed that up big time. So, shout out to Brunson because he took his talents over East, and the Knicks are not having the season that the Mavericks should have had. So, moving on to another former Mav. And I am talking about Spencer Dinwiddie, D. Snow. Spencer Dinwiddie just did an interview with Taylor Rooks, and as a matter of fact, here I will go right to it and bring it right up. Spencer Dinwiddie is somebody who I like. Spencer Dinwiddie just as a person. This is somebody who is always progressive in a business sense. So when he talks, I tend to listen. So this latest interview was Taylor Rooks. He talked about the ring culture. So check it out real quick, Snow.
If you're not top 5, and I mean like all time, 2 years, 3 years after you're done, they're going to forget about you, bro. Like, let's be real about who we're still talking about. If you didn't change culture like AI or Steph Curry with the threes, or you're not literally Kobe, Mike, Bron, or do we talk about Penny Hardaway? Do we talk about T-Mac? Do we talk about Brandon Roy for real, other than injuries? Like, and these are monsters. Like, we're talking about, these are dudes
Some of the
that,
greats.
Greats. If Shaq wasn't on TNT every night, we may not be talking about him as much, and he's the most dominant player in history. So, like, you're going to have to define success for you. And I understand the ring chasing for those guys, because one more ring for Bron can be the difference between him being the GOAT or not. Or I caught Mike, or I caught this guy, or I didn't. People talk about Dame all the time, right? For him, he's not going to be the GOAT regardless. So if he's cool with his career and he knows that he made the right decision staying in Portland, more power to him. I have no problem with him. And I'm not going to say he's a worse player for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's probably the second best three-point shooting point guard in the history of the game. That's really the way I view it. Mm-hmm. Like, I fully understand the method of ring chasing if you're right on that cusp of like, oh, I could overtake Kobe or I could overtake MJ or something like that. But like, if you're top 20 and down, which is basically everybody else, bro, it's about you. You know what I'm saying? And if you respecting the game, then I have no problem with it.
So yeah, D. Snow, Spencer Dinwiddie, smart guy, man. I like when he talks. I tend to listen, whether you like him as a player or not. That was interesting. He made some valid points. I mean, it's understandable if you're someone like LeBron and you wanna be the GOAT. The ring culture. Okay. Apparently that cracked you up. So go ahead.
This man just out of his grown man mouth in that tight ass pink sweater. He just said out of his mouth that if Shaq wasn't on TV, we wouldn't be talking about him.
I think he's right.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Shaq is the most dominant player to ever play the back. Are you serious?
Did you not just hear he said that?
Shaq
You're
is
repeating
the most
after he
dominant
just said that.
basketball player to ever touch the court. He will forever be talked about.
100%. 100% one of the
yes,
most
I'll give him.
big men ever.
I'll give him the penny argument. But
what he said in the Shaq thing, if he wasn't on TNT, this culture is what have you done for me lately?
Nah, bro. We gonna talk about Shaq. Shaq. Hey, that's crazy, man. Hey, let me tell you something. That was almost just like when my man Kyrie started talking about the earth was flat, like my man just jumped off of it always starts with a pretty girl, man. Dudes always say the dumbest things in front of girls, man. And you let them tell and you said this on camera. You said all this stuff on camera. That's what we
differ at. That's what we differ at, because I thought it was enlightening.
He came for so many fan bases in those comments.
Like who? He didn't come for anybody. I think you read that wrong. I can give you. Hold on. Let me talk.
You got it for.
Because I will give you the Shaq argument. You know, Shaq got 4 rings. Shaq is one of the top dogs. He's in that ring chasing group, those elites of the elites. But everybody he mentioned was totally in line. It was perfect. Penny Hardaway's, Dame Lillard. I mean, he said Dame Lillard probably the second best 3-point shooting point guard of all time. But he's never going to be looked at as the GOAT. Do you disagree with that?
Not only did he say the GOAT, but he said that they won't be talked about. That's my problem.
Hey, who's talking about Dame Lillard as a GOAT?
Not GOAT, but just talking about him later in the game period. He talking about like as time goes on.
He literally said GOAT. He literally said GOAT.
Nah.
So how you telling him what he's talking about when he literally said
He said
GOAT.
the GOAT when he came to LeBron and
Dame. He said nobody's gonna look at Dame.
He talked about
those
a whole lot
literally
of
the exact same words.
He was talking about just being talked about as one of the greats. You ain't got to be
as
a
the
great
GOATs.
Yeah.
As the GOATs, he was comparing the difference between GOATs. The ring chasers are trying to get in the GOAT conversation. He said your pennies, those are complete monsters. But your 20 and downs are never in the GOAT conversation. What was wrong with that?
It sounded all good, but yeah, I ain't got time. He was doing a lot of Supermafia for me, bro. You still in the game. Do that when you retire. You look like you was trying to impress old girl, and you did a great job of it, bro. Kudos.
Well, I'm here for it. I thought it was intelligent, intriguing, well said, well put together, and just that is a prime example of the ring culture.
I can't wait for Shaq to get out the hospital.
People are chasing. Shaq ain't gonna come for him after that. That wasn't an insult.
I know,
but he was. I mean, it is what it is. The people that are chasing the rings are the ones that is chasing these GOAT status. That's why they're trying to.
This is coming from a
ring.
guy that has been traded more times than I've changed underwear this week. So I'm sorry. His word holds 10 cents with me.
I mean, that's. I don't know about that one, cuz. I mean, he only been traded like what, maybe 3 times. This is day 7. Day 6 of the week. Day 7 of the week.
In the words of Eddie Murphy, I'm a nasty mother. Shout out to the movie Life.
That inbox might blow up this week, cuz.
Yeah. I see you, Spencer. I saw you trying to be all cute in front of her, bro. Yeah, it was cute. Yeah.
But yeah, I liked it. Ladies and gentlemen, get in them comments. Let us know what you thought about that. What do you think about that ring culture argument? And are you here for it? Do you like the fact that these kids is trying to jump ship and join each other so they can get the rings over individual success?
Or was Spencer Dinwiddie just out there trying to be cute in front of old girl? Y'all just go ahead and get in the comments and let us know.
If you think like D Snow, go ahead and say that.
Because I saw a guy putting on the show, and I'll leave it at that.
All right, so moving along. Man, LBJ, King James, D Snow is targeting the last 3 games for a return. And actually, after setting this up, I got a notification saying that he's actually been upgraded to doubtful for Sunday's game against the Bulls. So although he's still not expected to play, upgrading from out to doubtful is a big step. D Snow, the King, is on his way back to court. What do you think that does for these Lakers in this playoff push?
Us being fans of the Bulls as well, I don't want that. Especially, I don't know if you saw a report that came out. Pat Bev was saying that he can't wait to play the Lakers. He wants to knock them out the playoffs. So, Don't wake up a sleeping giant, Pat Bev. You know, I do love how you try to bring it. You bring that energy and stuff, but those boys are playing pretty well, and I think the Bulls are playing pretty well too.
Yeah,
y'all are both making me look good. I said both of y'all was gonna make it in the playoffs and come out the mud, and right now y'all making me look like a genius. You know, call me a genie in a bottle. Rub me and I give you 3 wishes. But on the real, like I'm excited to see the King come back. You know, he broke the record this season. We all thought that might be the only thing that we got out of the Lakers this year. All of a sudden, Rob Pelinka goes out there and earns that extension, showing us why the Lakers gave him that bread. And now it's just about seeing what's next. Like if we can get a 75% LeBron playing, giving him what he can give us with this young infused team that's been playing well. I mean, you know, he's a point guard in a power forward's body, so we know what he can do. He can slide right in just like how KD can with any team and make that team better. And I'm very excited to see what he can do. And I think he does need a couple of games to get it running. He's not a shooter like that. I think he needs to get the wheels rolling, you know, get his win back. I think he needs that. So I think it's very important for him to come back, as well as seeding. We would love to see them punch and get a little further ahead and not sitting at, 9 or 10 spots. So we'll see what's happening. I'm excited. Y'all see the Lakers had our rocket every week. Y'all know what I'm about. Y'all know what I want to see. So I'm stoked. You already know. You know, catch me with my surfboard, bro.
With the surfboard, I
Yes,
did
sir.
that. We need this.
Yeah.
A playoffs
with the
as long as LeBron is in the league, he needs to be in the playoffs. It doesn't seem right without him in it. We talked about the moves that they made. We loved all the additions that they brought in. So I mean, it's only right. Just see what LeBron can do if he can make another chase for another ring chase, so to speak. But I wonder about continuity. You know, I like to use that. I talked about it with KD. I'm talking about it with LeBron because he ain't played with them guys much.
Yeah.
He ain't played with them hardly at all. So it's gonna be like reintegrating a brand new player for those guys, even though he was there first. That's. I don't doubt that LeBron will get it together, but that is something to watch, something that I'm intrigued at seeing.
Yeah, you always disrespecting the greats, but it's all good,
there you
bro.
go. See,
Go ahead, disrespect LeBron. First
realism is disrespectful.
First is KD now.
You know what? I don't know.
I think you need some time to jail.
Hey, you too old to be living in a dream
I think
world.
you need some time to jail. I mean, we might as well just get both of them a pair of Jellens, and then that way they can just jail together.
I mean, they about that age. But I'm just saying, they about that age. Give them some Dr.
You
Shawn.
always talking about Jellens. Hey, these guys don't need to jail, man. LeBron's gonna step right into that team. He was already the unquestioned leader of that team. Even though we all know AD needs to be the on the floor leader when it comes to what they're getting when it comes to output. But we all know what LeBron brings to this team. We know what he brings to that city. If he could come out there and be LeBron that he's been being all season, and they can continue to play like they're playing, it's just the next man instead of stepping up, stepping back. And then that's making our lineups even more potent, especially coming off the bench. So I'm excited, man. You better quit disrespecting these old guys, man.
I mean, me being realistic is disrespectful. I don't know what dream world. You're too old to be living in this dream
You
world.
always talking about realistic, man. You and your analytics and your realistic. You on your licks. Just fall back, bro.
Yeah. And you think guys that's coming in off injuries has been gone for the longest can come right in.
Hey, watch
and
out
be
for Zion.
The best of the best.
Watch out for Zion.
You know, these are still human beings. It's not getting healthier right
That's another one. If Zion comes back ready for the playoffs, he can plug and play. He can still go out there and do what he does for them and really make them better. So, I mean, I think it's only a few guys you can say that about. It's not a lot of them.
Yeah, he'll make them better, but they got a hell of a hill to climb.
No doubt. We've seen it done.
Have we? I don't know if we've seen none that deep.
Now, when it comes to winning the championship, we're not thinking that, but we just want to see a good run. We want to see some good games. I want to see some of these series go 6 and 7 games. I don't want to see sweeps. I want to see some battles. I want to see some back and forth. I want to enjoy the playoffs. I'm not the only fan that wants that. So That's what I'm looking forward to, and I think that's what we're going to get this year without even begging for
I'm with you on that. I'm here for that. I'm hoping that every single series in the first round goes 7 games. Let's get a GOAT playoff run.
Let's get it. Let's see somebody earn that championship this year. That's what I want to see. When they bring that Louis Vuitton thing out, I want to see guys out there that earn that. You heard me?
You think they stick with the Louis? You think they switch it up?
Yeah, that thing's sexy.
You don't switch it up. Maybe a different year. Get a carousel going. Maybe do a Gucci one year, do a Louis one year, a Supreme one year. Switch it up. Do a Christian Dior.
Shout out to that idea because that could start a bidding war right there.
Just rotate it.
Hey, that could start a bidding war on the real because Supreme will want in on that.
Yeah. Supreme is big amongst athletes.
No doubt.
So, moving right along, man, some little fun topic. D-Snow, let me ask you a question, man. Are you a 2K player?
All day, every day. Got my player ready.
Well, NBA 2K just went ahead and updated player ratings. The last of the season, the last update for the regular season for 87 players, D-Snow. 87 players got an update. That's a lot of updating. They was working. But of course I ain't gonna go over all 87, but it was a couple that jumped out at me, D-Snow. And I'm on the eye-catching one, the one that's gonna grab you and get you right involved from the get-go. I'm gonna hit you with it right now. Jimmy Butler and Devin Booker both had an increase of a point. They both went up a point. And Tatum went down a point to 94 from a 95. But Jimmy Butler is at a 93 and Devin Booker is at a 92. How do you feel about that? Jimmy Butler is ranked over Devin Booker.
That's tough. That's a slap in the face for Book. But it's a video game, so some guys don't take that serious. Some guys don't let that get under their skin. This era of the NBA guys do, though. They don't like that. And I'll say this: it's not Jimmy Butler's one of our favorite guys. Shout out to Jimmy. We love him as a player, as a guy. We don't like the hairdo situation, whatever that was he was doing this. Yeah, man. He turned in that chair light.
You ain't like Rasta Jimmy?
He turned in that chair light.
You ain't like Rasta Jimmy?
hey, bro. My man was like.
Rasta Jimmy, man.
Jimmy's a great player, man. He is probably at the second half of his let's call it Hall of Fame career, but he is not that type of shooting guard anymore. Small forward, whatever they got him linked as right now these days. But Jimmy Butler has. Hey, let's go ahead. I'm gonna throw a rank out there, see what you feel. I say Jimmy Butler right now is probably around a maybe 84, 85 type player. What you think?
I would give I think that's too low. That's way too low.
You still keep him in the 90s?
I would 89 to 90.
Okay, I'm thinking high 80s maybe, but that's not taking anything away from Jim because he plays defense.
Here's the reason why, because we're big Jimmy fans. He was drafted by the Bulls. I'm going to be a Jimmy fan until he's done.
Yeah.
But his game has evolved into a more all-around game. He's a better passer and playmaker now, along with the defense and guard skills. So, yeah, Jimmy is turning into a leader. Let's not forget, he took that team to the finals, man.
His three-point shooting has went down. His shooting as a whole has,
I think 93 is too high.
That I'm used to.
Yeah, I agree. I think 93 is too high, but I think the all-around skills is enough to hold him at the 89, 90 range, I think.
Okay.
I think he's still a top-tier guy.
84, 85 for me. I'm sorry, Jimmy. You still are a go-to guy, can get buckets, but you are not a guy that can carry a team anymore, man.
84, 85,
I think those days are gone.
Guy on 2K, though, man.
Now, he could get buckets for you, but he can't carry a team. 89, 90 guys can carry a team. I don't think Jimmy could carry a team to the playoffs by himself no more. And that's not a knock against Jimmy.
They in the 6th seed right now.
It's not because of just him, though. Bam is playing well. Bam and Hero are the other two reasons why they're playing well. It's not just him.
No, Bam and Hero been playing great all year, but they were losing. Jimmy
Yeah, but
Jimmy
the
Jimmy took it up. Here, the biggest knock on Jimmy right now is health.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
If that would have been the argument you would have came with, I'd have bowed down. I'm
that
with you on
team
that.
needs all of those guys to be great. They need them all. If one of the other two guys were to go down, they wouldn't be the same team. They need all of those guys to be great.
Jimmy is the clear leader on that team.
Okay.
They can get farther. They need Bam. I'm not taking nothing away from him, but they can get farther missing. They can get farther missing one or two of those guys than they can with missing Jimmy.
See, this kind of reminds me of the LA situation, if you ask me, because like at the end of the day, yes, LeBron is the leader of that team, but AD is the one that they need to really be great. Same thing there in Miami.
But they're not winning without either one of them. I agree with that.
Yeah, Bam has to give them close to 20 and 10 with some defense out there, playing well for them to win. When he doesn't have a good game, they don't win usually. So
I agree with that. But I mean, Jimmy still needs to lead for them to win. Bam is not the leader yet.
Okay.
But I agree. That is similar to the Lakers situation. So, ladies and gentlemen, get down in the comments. Let us know if y'all play 2K, if y'all like these rating changes. Apparently, my co-host getting a little bit bored. I see the TV going on.
It's my fault, man. I got a timer set.
Yeah, we're gonna move through this real quick. Next topic. Welcome back, man. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Karl Anthony Towns, man. Cat. Minnesota Timberwolves star big man Karl Anthony Towns makes his return after missing 51 games with 22 points against ATL D Snow. And actually, before we get into it, I got a little sound bite, a little clip from that, his time back, and it was good to see. So let's check it out. Check it out.
It's Karl Anthony Towns.
Let's go!
Love it.
This is what movies is made of.
This is what movies is made of.
4 months away, I come back, 2 free throws. Don't worry about it. I got that.
Well, Kat, that was the question I was going to ask. It's been 51 games since these Timberwolves fans have seen you, and they missed you.
I missed them. Love. There's been long days, longer nights, but guess what? All I could think about was coming to Target Center and making it happen. So I appreciate y'all. Yes, sir.
What did it feel like for you to get back on this court with your teammates? It looked like Kat was back. What did it feel like for you, Kat?
I mean, for sure, like you said, Kat is back. Felt great. Teammates been behind me this whole time. So, it's just a long process. But when you get to this point and you get to go up there, like I said, with the game on the line, felt more than well. Yeah.
Nas.
Yeah.
That was turned, bro.
Yeah, that was good. And I could go longer in that, but I just wanted to show that, man. It felt good to see that, man. The pure elation on his face, man. That was real emotion. Well, so what do you think about Kat and what his return means to that team, that city, and this playoff run?
Hey, man, shout out to Minnesota, man. One of the greatest basketball fan bases on the planet. I mean, we can never forget that night when D Rose put up 50. The times when KG and Starberry were doing their thing. I mean, they always bring it in Minnesota, man. I gotta give them props for that. They always show their guys love. Win, lose, or draw, they are always rooting for their team, and you gotta give them props for that. But that was a real cool moment for Kat. Kat, he's never talked about leaving Minnesota. He's always left it all on the floor. He's always been the guy he's the type of guy that if he makes a mistake, he's going to step up and say it was me. And I love that about a guy like him. He's never ever going to say, it was his fault or his fault. He's going to stand up and say, I was injured or I wasn't there. And I was talking to you about this in the pregame. I mean, I think he's the closest guy to doing what Embiid is doing that can actually, play defense in the middle and stuff that middle up and do really well. And then step out to the three and hit that shot. Get you in the post. pass the ball, run the point. I mean, Cat can do it all. I mean, he is the self-proclaimed best three-point shooting big of all time. And when he says things like that, you want to listen to him and believe him. He won a three-point contest. So,
yeah.
I mean, we got a lot of love for Cat on this show. I mean, to see him back, see him playing well means a lot to us. To see Minnesota in the playoff race means something to us. We love those guys. We love Ant. You know, we love what they're trying to do with that young core. And to see him in the playoffs means a lot to me, and I know to you as well. You've been looking at this all year. This is a team that you were saying was going to make it from day one. And I know I got to give you a little love on that. That's something that you've been preaching. So it's nice to see that come to fruition because, I mean, hey, throughout the year, those guys have been balling, you know?
Yeah, no doubt. Man, I just tell you what, man, I want to see another Minnesota-Memphis series. I want to see that so bad in the first round, man.
That would be heated.
I'm here for that. I need that.
Oh, Cat against Jaren?
Everybody healthy. Yes, Cat against Jaren. Let me see Steven Adams with Rudy Gobert and Ja. I'm here for it, man. Let's go.
Hey, that would be superstar status. You ain't lying.
Mike Conley got traded away from there. Mike Conley over there with Ant and them now.
Hey, that's almost like a Kobe versus AI type matchup. You know what I mean?
Let's go.
Yeah, I like that.
Young killers.
Yes, sir.
Young killers.
Yes,
I'm here for it. And not only that, I tell you what. I'm glad John seemed like he got his head on straight. He better keep it together because Ant could take over as somebody that the kids like. Like Ant is that type of dude. Yeah, and he got the personality. Yeah,
he got that kitty production,
dancing, and all of that.
Yeah.
He edgy, but without being risque.
Yes, sir.
So yeah.
Hey, and the way he was celebrating Cat over there in his jogging suit.
That's real love.
Hey, bro, I love that, bro. I love that, bro. That's what we play basketball for. This is why we play sports, for situations like that. Seriously.
Yeah. So that was wholesome. That was fun to watch. I thought you'd get a kick out of that.
Oh yeah.
So man, just moving along before we get to the our favorite topic. So the season's coming to an end, and I know it's a little bit early to get into the off-season rumors and whatnot, but hey, off-season is quickly approaching for some teams. They're not in the playoffs, so they ain't got nothing else but to, think about their off-season plans. So just real quick and breaking down some of these latest and greatest off-season rumors, and we ain't going to take too much time because we got a full off-season to get into them. But, and just a few things that have been talked about lately. Jaylen Brown. Not sure if he wants to stick around. He took that KD trade talk to heart. Austin Reeves, rumored to be looking at a $50 million contract. Kyrie Irving is listed as one of the riskiest free agent signings in this coming off season. D Snow, what do you think about some of these rumors that's been coming out lately? You think? First off, let's start with Kyrie because I know that's your boy. Is he a risky signing for anybody this offseason?
I'm going to go ahead and be 100 because I got to keep it 100 for the fans. I don't want them to ever say I didn't. I love Kyrie to death, but he is as risky as the song by Lil Durk. If you've ever heard that song, you know what I mean.
I like it.
He is risky, and we all love Kyrie. We love what he brings to the table. We love him as a person. He's a philanthropist. We see him always doing all kind of great things, giving away money, doing all kind of stuff on the silent, not making noise about it, But yes, that is a risky sign. I think at any moment he could just retire and disappear into the Canaan Island.
Hell yeah.
Hey, knucklehead. But I love Kyrie, man. But yeah, that's a risky signing, man. I think the only way he works, he got to be somewhere where he already has guys he's cool with, like Phoenix. Once again, we did not wear these Phoenix colors on purpose tonight. But I'm not gonna lie, that might be where you see him next season. But the other two, the Jaylen Brown situation, I really think that's something. I think that has legs. Reason being, one, we already know Boston is a great basketball town, no doubt about it. Not for all black players. I'm not being prejudiced, not trying to pull that card. This has been said. We've heard the stories. Everybody doesn't get along well there. Boston is a tough place to live when you are African American. These are facts. We're not just saying something we think. So I don't know if there's anything else. We've seen guys leave and then say it, which is the smartest thing to do. If you have any kind of trouble with a city, you wait till you leave. I don't know if it's that, but I think that could, add to it. That could be some of the, things that, add on to what's going on. But I think the other part of it is, being in trade talk doesn't feel good when you look at yourself as a superstar or even an all-star. I mean, he's not Ben Simmons. He's not a guy that's falling off. He's on the way up. We've seen the things he's done. We've seen how great he's played the times Tatum hasn't played. Tatum has been on the downspin lately. Hasn't been playing well. We both talked about this in the pregame. Tatum might be tired. That might be what's going on. Jaylen Brown hasn't been showing us he's tired. He's still showing us that dog every night. And that's the type of guy that you want on your roster, not only for 1 year, but for multiple years. And for them to not be offering him the Supermax is stupid to me. I know you got to make sure you pay everybody else. I think you figure it out later because I think Tatum wants to be there. I think you go ahead and give Jaylen what he wants. That way you can keep Tatum. But at this point, we don't want to see another situation like we just saw with Brunson, where they could have got him for this, and now, yes, he'll get more money and go somewhere else, but you could have got him for the low. This is the guy that y'all bred up from a young. I remember he was a young pup playing against LeBron in the playoffs, and LeBron used to cook that boy. He wasn't ready for those moments, and that kid has really grown up from then. So I hate to see that. And,
I wonder though, is money the issue? I don't know that money is necessarily the issue.
I don't think so either. I think it's the disrespect.
I'm sure. Yeah, that's the thing. I'm sure Boston would easily have him and Tatum as max players. I don't think that's a problem. Jaylen Brown deserves the top dollar that he can get. Yeah. But it was the fact that they were willing to include him in a KD trade. Now, like you said, that was disrespectful to him because he feels elite. He feels like he's as good as any of those guys.
He has a chance to be one of the top 10 shooting guys all time.
He's about a decade younger. So
yeah, that boy got a chance to be something. He's getting better every year. Yeah.
So I'm with you. I do think that has legs, and just some more rumors and whatnot, and some more free agents that's coming up. James Harden was another one that's listed as the number 2 riskiest potential signing.
Facts. I feel that.
On this top 6 list, number 3.
Especially when he's talking all that stuff about, I want to go back to Houston.
Houston, yeah.
Yeah, shout out to the strip clubs in Houston. I've never been, but they must be fun.
They got Porzingis on this list.
Hey, and I know you're going through the list, but we gotta touch on my man AR-15, Austin Reeves. As you can see, we repping that Lake Show up top.
Yeah.
Hey.
Well, hold on real quick, because that's I'm gonna get back to that because that's not he not on the risky list.
Okay, he sure better not be.
He not on the risky list. Number 4 out of 6, Draymond. Draymond on that risky list. That is, if he declines that option, he might
he's on
not
the down.
decline
He's
option.
He's on the decline in his career though.
It would be wise for him to not decline the option. Keep it going for one more year.
Yeah, and then retire. Go do your podcast. Straight up.
Number 5. Somebody gonna still pay him, just not that much, but he'll play for a little bit longer.
I don't want to see him turn into a Charles Oakley type guy, man. I don't want to see that for Draymond.
I mean, that's all he.
He has a chance. He has a chance to make money.
That's the only Draymond I've seen. That's the only Draymond I know. What you talking about?
He got a little more offense than Charles Oakley. Just a touch. Charles Oakley couldn't shoot the 3. No, he couldn't shoot the 3.
I give you that, but that's tough.
Hey, Draymond really passes well and runs the pick and roll very well.
He does.
Very well. You got to give him that.
He does. I take him in Chicago in a heartbeat.
Yes, sir.
Jeremy Grant, that's another one, and then Dylan Brooks. Dylan Brooks is another risky signing this offseason.
Send that man to Singapore. I'm tired of that chump.
He don't stay in the league.
I know. Hey, he's the player I love to hate. That's what makes sports fun. You gotta have guys that you don't like.
Guys like that every generation.
Yeah, man. That's a player you love to hate. You gotta love that.
But yeah, let's go back to the Austin Reeves. I know you want to get into that, and
I'll
interrupt you, but go ahead and talk about it.
Yeah, man, because I've been seeing people out there running their mouth like, I think I said this last week. Hey, Austin Reeves is the baddest white boy walking the planet right now when it comes to basketball. When it comes to young players, it's a lot of good players coming in the league. But what Austin Reeves has been doing for the Lakers, the shot in the arm he's been giving them, It's been a couple of nights when he looked like white mama. Like he put on a show out there, and I mean, we don't want to fumble him like they did with the other kid. You just brought him up a few minutes ago. Yeah, with Caruso. We don't want to fumble it like we did with Caruso. Caruso has been a very strong player for the Chicago Bulls. He's had some ups and downs. I think in LA he was even better. He just really fit in. We know how important it is when it comes to pieces. When it comes to football, basketball, baseball, hockey, those sports, it's about pieces. Guys that you can put with other guys that make these pieces work together. And Caruso was a very important piece that I think the Lakers have been missing the last couple of seasons. And all of a sudden, this kid, Austin Reeves, rose from the grave and birthed into us a situation that we didn't have. Nobody saw this kid being this good. And he's just really kind of, nurtured and came out of nowhere and really, really played well, especially, the thing that was crazy when they first let Westbrook go, we didn't know what we really was going to see. And what we saw was the chance to see him play more. And this kid just really started tearing it up, so I want to see him get paid. I think that $50 million, that sounds like the money that, here we go with Brunson again. That's that money that Brunson wanted. So let's give him that money, because if we don't, a team like Charlotte or one of these younger teams, they'll give him some money to come out there and play for them. I could see it happening, so hey, shout out to all AR-15, man. We really loving what you're seeing, what you're doing out there in LA. We watching, baby.
I heard that. Everybody want the name AR-15. Everybody gonna take that name. No chance that.
That's a cool nickname, man. You gotta
Anthony Randolph back in the day. He had it, I believe.
Shout out to Karolinko. Hey, Karolinko was that dude.
He had the AK-47. That was one of the coldest names.
Hey, that was one of the coldest. And he was just a Swiss Army knife type dude too. Like, shout out to Andre Karolinko, man. No doubt. None but love for you, bro.
So moving along, man, before we get on up out of here, y'all know what time it is. My favorite time of the week. Them MVP rankings.
MVP.
So y'all know how we do. I'm going to come in first with my top 5. And, man, I'm just going to go right into it, man. Number 5, Luka the Don. Luka the Don. He should have been high on this list, but he's had some injuries, and that team is dropped tremendously. But he's still on the list because the numbers is just stupid ridiculous. I can't take him off. But Luka the Don coming in at number 5. Coming in at number 4, I hate to see this guy drop a little bit. You're one of my favorite players, but, man, he's dropped. I can't say nothing besides it. It just ain't played as good lately. And a couple other guys have kind of surpassed him. So my favorite American player right now, Jason Tatum, has dropped down to my number 4 seed. Coming in under number 3 seed is the defending back-to-back MVP, and I'm talking about the Joker. The Joker still putting together a hell of a season. I hope he ends with the triple-double. But these other two guys is just bringing just a little bit more to the table, D. Snow. When I'm talking about, as a matter of fact, before I jump right into it, I'm gonna tell y'all, man, this decision was a tough one. This one was a tough one for these top 2, man. These guys are so interchangeable; they can go back and forth with it. I had to really do some research to figure out who to put where. And when it came down to it, I ended up going off of the head-to-head matchups. And when it comes to the head-to-head matchups, the guy that came in number 2 is Giannis Antetokounmpo. Giannis Antetokounmpo is having an amazing season, and we've said it time and time again. The numbers are so regular to the point where we take them for granted. He rolled out of bed with 30 and 12 and 5 and a couple blocks. And he's having a great season. Number 1 team in the NBA right now, D. Snow. But, like I said, when it comes to them head-to-head matchups, Joel Embiid has been dominant. He has put that team on his back since coming back from injury earlier in the season. And he is showing y'all what a leader does. So I got to go with Joel Embiid as my MVP number 1 candidate right now. D. Snow, what you think about it?
Hey, man, I'll take those 5 in the trenches in any war, anytime, man. I can't say nothing negative about those guys. That's a starting 5 that you put together on 2K and run with.
Oh,
and say,
y'all
can't beat us. You say you can't beat us on them with 2K. That's a nice starting 5 right there. you can line those guys up against anybody and go get W's, go get a ring, go win a championship. So can't do nothing but have love for him. Shout out to your 5. It's not the real top 5. At least it's looking closer to mine finally. It's like I'm like Obi-Wan Kenobi. I'm wielding you with the Force towards my way. And as we get to these MVP rankings, down at number 5, man, my man and your man, the guy that needs to be there, Jason Tatum. Yes, I have had that man as high as 1 this season because he deserved to be there. But this list is fluid. Every week it's fluidity. It's fluidity. You know what I'm saying? And basically, I love Jason Tatum. He like you said, he's our number 1 American, born player when it comes to who's hooping. Averaging 30 points, 8 rebounds, and almost 5 assists a game is tough to do in the NBA, especially today's NBA. In a lot of seasons, that is an MVP season. And I got to give it to him. He's been really playing well. It's been a little on the downward lately. I don't know if he's hurt, or if he's tired, but he still deserves to get a notion and to get a little nudge to be there. He deserves to be in this 5. Let's get to number 4. My number 4, I think this guy deserves to be here. He's not on everybody's list, but he's on mine. And that is my man and your man, De'Aaron Fox. Hey,
Swiper.
Hey, Swiper. Let me say something, man. If you did 10 people and you asked them, what would De'Aaron Fox be, and what would his team be, or what would he be averaging? Nobody would have said this kid would be averaging 25 points a game, 4 boards and 6 assists. Nobody saw that coming. He was a great player out of Kentucky, one of a lot of great players that came out of Kentucky. And to see what he's doing and the impact he has on his team, and a guy that has played almost every game this season. He has been on the floor every single night except for a couple of games. That durability means so much to me. I am an old school basketball guy. I love guys that give it to you every night. I don't care who we playing, where we playing, I'm playing. I don't need a day off. I don't need a day of rest. I don't want to load manage. I love that, and that's what Fox is. That boy is a baby tank, and he bring it. He is a bull. He is coming baby at you with everything. Like man, hey, he coming dead at you. He's downhill all the time, and that three-point shot has been looking very, very fresh. That thing has been twiggling. Been hitting that net. That thing been swishy, swish, swish. Been seeing that from my man Fox, man. Got to give him some love. But let's get to the number 3. Hey, a guy that has been, in my top 2 a lot. Gonna go with the Joker at number 3. I've been saying it all season. The NBA never gives a guy the MVP 3 years in a row. I didn't think he deserved it last year. Of course, me and him argue about that all the time. I think it should have been Embiid. But this year,
I don't think you argue about that.
Hey, but this year he's still playing well. His team's number 1. He's averaging very, very close to a triple-double. But the one thing that me and you have both seen, not saw, but have seen, we synced it, he really works hard at not playing defense. I have a problem with that. He works very hard at not fouling, at not using his body to do anything but play offense.
I've said it time and time again.
And that's pretty cool. I have no problem with that. I'm an offense guy. I ain't going to lie. But defense means a lot to me when it comes to who's the best. And for him to not bring that defense, to see Michael Porter with his, we don't know how good that back is, but he ain't scared to go get some. Gordon ain't scared to go get some. They out there doing everything you should be doing so you can be the little shiny piece. Nah, bro. I need to see you in the trenches getting dirt. You got a couple scratches on your arm and you stay out the hole. We seen it. But I like you as a player. I'm not hating you at all. I'm just saying why you're not in the top 2 anymore. But shout out to Joker. Hey, a center that's getting ready to average a triple-double, you don't see that in the NBA. But to the top 2, man, my guy and your guy, Mr. Glizzy Gone.
Glizzy Gone.
Glizzy Gone. I love me some Giannis, man. I love him as a hooper. I love him as a person. The family ties, the whole story, how they came from, overseas and everything, them sleeping in the gym, everything. Those are the type of stories you want to hear from a basketball player. As well as, let's talk about what I just talked about with Fox. He has been on the floor almost every game, night in and night out. Carrying that team.
Get hurt, come right back.
Carrying that team without their other perennial superstar. And, and for him to come back and still not be all the way right. Because we've been seeing some games that he's been playing okay, but he hasn't been all the way right. But Giannis is still out there giving you automatically 33 some nights, 35, 40, 50. Giannis brings it. He does not ever say, okay, tonight I'm going to take a night off. Nah, man. I look up, he dunking on somebody. He's doing whatever it takes to get a win. And that's what you want to see from your MVP. You want to see that guy landing on the line, blood, sweat, and tears, going all the way out. And that's what Giannis brings, man. It's hard for me to not put him in the number one spot, but I can't because my man wants it. He wanted it last year. I think he deserved it last year. And right now, it's his time. And that's Joel Embiid, man. Y'all heard what he said. Hey, let me tell you something, man. And that's the clip you should have had, and I should have told you to bring it up. Because that clip of them talking to Draymond Green was one of the best clips of all time. Of all time. For another player to get on camera and say, I just want to say that I know before I said that Joker was the toughest dude to stick in the league in. And Joel told me that he heard that. And he took offense to that. So I just want to let y'all know that Embiid is the toughest dude to stick in the league. I was like, ooh. Hey, bro. Draymond don't give people love like that. Draymond not going to go out of his way to say who you are and what you do. That's not what he does. He don't tickle fancies. He don't care about your feelings. So for him to say that, after saying that about Joker, that's because that man Joel came out there and showed him that. And that's what we've seen. When he plays up against the other best players, he brings his A game. He never takes a night off then. I don't care how bad he played the game before. When he looks on the calendar and see you getting ready to get everything he got. And hey man, he deserves it, man. The NBA better not fumble that this year, man. That kid has went from the years when we were talking about trust the process to him being injured constantly, to us thinking he might never play, to being who he is, man. Get that man an MVP, man. That's what dreams are made of. We need to see that kid hoist that, shed those tears, and give us one of those memorable, little speeches. We know he gonna do it. He ain't even got to write it down. He's that type of guy, and I'm excited to see not only them playing well, but to they gonna make it really tough out there in the East for people. I don't think you want to go to Philly right now with the way they're playing. So I'm excited. But yeah, Joel is my number one guy. He deserved the MVP. He should be the two-time MVP going into this season. He should be just like how Giannis, just like how Joker. This should have been his second one. So I hope they don't fumble it because he's doing everything in his power to show them that he deserves it.
Yeah, without a doubt. I like it, man. I like it. Joel Troel, I hope this is the year he finally gets it. But yeah, I'm like you. He should have had it a couple times by now.
Then got his heart broken enough, man. Man, never forget that time they lost to Kawhi, man. That bouncy ball, man.
That hurt me, man.
That hurt me, bruh. It's like, don't cry. You're going to make me cry. It was one of those moments.
Oh, for real.
Yeah, man. But yeah.
But just
great show, man.
Yeah, no doubt, man. And before we get out of here, I want to give out my final word. But before I forget, because I should have mentioned it at the top of the show. All My Hoops is now on the YouTube podcast. So, ladies and gentlemen, when you see that On My Hoops playlist at the end of the episode, that's a podcast now. If you got the YouTube Music app, I'm going to share a link in the description for our show. But you can turn off the video and listen to the audio, sit in the car and ride and listen to the On My Hoop squad. So there you go.
On My Hoop boy is on your radio now. We in your headphones. We on your stereo.
People what they want. But then just real quick on the last word, man, let's do a little something different this week, man. I didn't prep you for that. I didn't tell you about this beforehand, but real quick. For my last word, I want to just talk about what I'm watching this weekend. Some things that took my eye. They caught my eye. We more than just basketball, more than just sports. And I know I'm not a reviewer. Maybe one day coming soon, I do want to start a review channel. So stay tuned for that. But man, Power Book 2 Ghost. Power Book 2 Ghost. That's what I'm on this weekend, man. And that's the best show on TV right now, D Snow.
Hey, I gotta hit him with it in the heart. Hey, last season is Snowfall right now. If you're a Snowfall fan,
yeah.
We just lost somebody this last week. I'm not gonna put who out there we lost. We're gonna keep that on the wraps because we hate when people spoil it for us. But Snowfall is that's my go-to right now. That, and I'm not gonna lie, man. Ted Lasso, baby. If you ain't watching Ted Lasso, you're missing out.
I love Ted Lasso.
If you ain't watching Ted Lasso, you're missing out. Shout out to my
I just got into
Jamie Turner.
I just got into a new show. I'm kind of getting into it. It's decent. Shrinking.
Okay.
Jason Segel and Harrison Ford, Apple TV Plus. It's pretty good.
I'm hearing we need to see Swarm too.
I watched it.
Shout out to Chloe.
I watched it. I watched it. As soon as I heard about that, I watched it.
I'm not gonna lie. And this will just end.
That show was different. It was different.
Yeah, it was. Oh, but I do want to give him one good wholesome, since I threw out my little curveball right there. A great wholesome show you can watch with the kids. Abbott Elementary, man. If you're not watching Abbott Elementary,
great show.
One of the greatest scripted shows, funny as heck. Please check it out. Straight up. We gave y'all some good ones right there. That's some nice things.
And I like the story for the lady, the main character, I forget the name on the show, but the nerdy teacher, the one that Janine. She created the show. She came out of nowhere, wrote the show, and just blew up.
Oh yeah, shout out to the shop.
Feel
She was on the shop. I saw her little episode of the shop with with LeBron, and Maverick now, man. Hey, shout out to her, man. She's a great actress. I think she won some awards a couple of weeks ago. But yeah, man, we just gave the fans a little extra something right there.
Yeah, so there y'all go, man. You're welcome, man.
Yes, sir.
So get in those comments. Tell us what you think about those recommendations, and if you got some of your own.
Yes, sir.
So I think that about does it. You know what I'm saying? So and ladies and gentlemen, from us here at the On My Hoops podcast, we love you, and we'll holler. Y'all have a great week. We'll get at you next week.
Number love on my hoop.